Hi guys, welcome back to Water Warrior Fishing. Thank you as always for viewing the page and for following, and hopefully you're subscribed. So this video I want to do an instructional on the Carolina rig, and starting in early June through late summer I'll use a Carolina rig pretty much every trip. You'll have to tweak a little bit the weight, you'll have to tweak the hook, the length of the leader is also important, so you're gonna have to adjust a few things depending on the situation and the fish you're around. I'm in Maryland and we don't have gigantic bass, so let's start with the gear. My setup is a Carrot Sticks Wild Orange. Love these rods, very, very light. They don't feel like they're heavy power at all. And a Corrado 201. Retrieving a lot of line per revolution of the spool. That's very important with the Carolina rig because you want to get as much slack line in as quickly as possible, especially if a fish hits it and runs towards you. So a high speed reel, heavy power rod, fast action, so you can feel all those bites, very important. As for the line, I use anywhere from 14 to 20 pound fluorocarbon. Some guys will use braid, depending on where you're at. In clear water, I tend to use strictly fluorocarbon. So as you all know, the Carolina rig consists of your main line, your weight, a bead attached to a swivel. From that swivel, you can attach a leader of any length. In deep and clear water, the leader will be lighter than the main line. If I'm using a 20 pound main line, I'll use a 12 pound leader. If I'm using more like 14 pound main line, I'll use a 10 pound leader. Also fluorocarbon. This just ensures a little bit more of a finesse approach. I like to use anywhere from a 1/4 ounce to an ounce weight. I find it very important in the clear, deep water that I fish to use heavier weights so that it gets down very quickly, so you're not wasting any time. And what I'll do is I'll search out the bottom with this bait. So the goal with the Carolina rig is to basically feel the bottom, feel it out, feel where you're fishing. This is a very good search tool. If you don't have a depth finder, this is especially good because you can cast this out, it'll hit the bottom real quick and you know exactly how deep you are. And once you drag this over the bottom structure, you can figure out what you're going over. When it comes to the hook, I'll use only 3 sizes of hooks, maybe 4, for all of my worming. So 2/0 hooks, size 1 and size 2, all offset wide gap EWG. The possibilities are endless with this rig. You can mix and match your hooks, your baits, your weights, anything. Most often my favorite weight to use is an egg sinker. I also like to use bat weights. They're very sleek as well. They slide through grass, they slide over rock really easily. You're less prone to getting caught up. Or you can use the bullet weights. It's all up to you and whatever you like. Beads, you can use glass beads, you can use plastic beads, black ones, brown ones, clear ones. With bigger baits like this guy right here, that's a 4-inch craw, I'll use a 2/0 hook. And I'm going to show you some of my other favorites. Zoom trick worms. With these I'll use a size 2, not 2/0, size 2, Gamakatsu offset wide gap EWG. Another good selection is any sort of crayfish imitation. Brush hogs, absolute fish catching monsters. Perfect on a Carolina rig. And the baby brush hog. So as far as the soft plastics go for a Carolina rig, these are my favorites of all time. So anytime I'm out on the water, you can guarantee that one of these kind of baits is going to be on my Carolina rig. So hopefully that helps you out on your local lake. Next time you're out, keep in mind what I showed you today, and hopefully you'll have a lot of success in the future with big fish on a Carolina rig. Basically, we're just gonna fish directly out ahead of the boat, and we're gonna follow the grass lines, and we're sitting in 22 feet, and we're gonna follow that depth contour all the way down. There we go. That's how you catch a fish on a Carolina rig, ladies and gentlemen. Big 6-inch brush hog. She's got one. Oh.
Very nice.
Nice.
Bye.
That's a bite.
Really?
Bigger. anybody that doubts a Carolina rig, I know they're boring. You gotta be real patient. But the results speak for themselves, guys. We got 4 fish at the 30-minute mark right now. Bye-bye.